Let's continue our learning about ethics in photojournalism. What should photojournalists do when covering sensitive issues or events that concern women, and especially violence against women in such cases as rape and other violent cases of murder and other situations? How far can we go? It is important to exercise restraint and not to identify the person. Let's go over to Mr. Dinesh Krishnan, who talks to us about some sensitive news events such as the extremely sad Nirbhaya rape case and the Ayushi murder.
Imagine you are on the street with a camera and it's raining suddenly, and there's this girl who is particularly saying this because I'm not saying this by chance. This girl was crossing the road, a lady was crossing the road, and she's caught unawares, okay? And the rain has got her completely wet. Don't do a mandakini on her, please. Don't go and take a camera and start shooting because you just saw a girl who was got completely drenched. And don't do that. It's not something. It's not fair. That's unethical. Just because you got a camera, that could have been somebody whom you know. So don't do that. That's not nice. But if she was with, say, 10 other girls, a bunch of college kids, they're all coming and they're all having fun, that's fine. Don't catch her unaware. Don't catch her off guard. That's not done. People do that. And I'm saying because I delete pictures. I ignore pictures which they come to me that way. As a photo editor, I don't take them. She had no say in it, right? She had no say in not wanting to be photographed. You want to take a picture of the rain, go shoot the rain without her in it, yeah. But if, like I told you, if there's a bus stop with 20 other people, no problem. Even if she's got wet clothes, no problem, because you're not targeting her. But she's the only one on the street, that's not done. Kids, naked kids, avoid. This is all important. And big thing. If you are ever going to be in a situation where a newspaper or a news organization sends you to a rape case, don't identify the person. Big, very important. Whether it's a child or a woman. If it's a child, 100% don't identify the person. If it is a woman, and if it comes to the point where she's coming out in the open and saying, I want to tell my story, and yes, I've come to the media to tell my story that I was raped, yeah, then you go with the camera. But 99%, if it is not the case, don't do that. Don't go sneak up on the woman or the woman's family and take pictures. Oh, this family got raped, or this family's daughter got raped. Even if you don't show the woman, if you show the family, by photographing the family, you identify the girl. Everyone would know, for instance, that is maybe the surrounding, the neighbors of that family would know, hey, inke ghar mein to there's only one girl. This couple only has one daughter. Oh, she got raped, huh? Not done. Don't sneak up on them. But if they've come to the public and say, I want to tell our story, like what happened in the famous Nirbhaya case in Delhi, the Delhi bus rape case. Finally, that unfortunate girl's mother came on the street, the parents came on the street and said, I want the story told. And then the story was told, right? Now, otherwise don't sneak up on them and do pictures, please. Children, if it is a child rape case scenario, definitely don't go anywhere near the camera, even if they come back and say, tell our story. Don't do that. All right? These are very important ethics. You have the power of the camera, but that's no way to go. And you're entering private spaces. Don't get into spaces which you're not allowed to. Supposing you go into a tragedy. Supposing I've gone there enough times with my camera, where there's a murder that's happened there, and there's somebody who was murdered in the house, and you're going into a scene of crime. Remember, you're not the most important person there. That family's had a tragedy. Someone is dead in the family. They are the most important, okay? What the emotions are the most important. Because you are ex-photographer, big ticket paper, big deal, man. You're not important. You're not important. You're there to cover the news, and your news at that point of time is going to be, yeah, of course you got a job to get the news, but say it in a way that there is no distaste in the mouth of the people who you want to photograph. That's important. and you handle them well. And if they say, please, we don't want to get photographed, don't enter the house, respect that. Another very big thing that you do in your entering crime spaces is, if the cops allow you to go in. Don't go touching things, please. Okay? What happened to the famous case Arushi murder? Media jacked it up entirely. Media was allowed by the police, by an inefficient police, they botched it up, not because they wanted to botch it up, because they weren't even thinking. Okay? They said, yeah, this is a murder, this is another murder, whatever it is. And then came the entire Bharat. When I mean Bharat, I mean the entire gang of, the press corps with cameras, and they were touching things, and they were like sitting there and holding on. What nonsense, man! Don't touch things. You're in a scene of crime. Go there, shoot, come back. If you have to shoot, don't go end up doing things there. That's important. These are ethics. This is important. You are going into a scene of crime. Don't do anything. Go quietly, come back. Hospitals. Please don't enter hospitals and shoot patients who are sick. It could be us. It could be your family. It could be you. Don't do that. Unless they have given you express permission. Kya, please आइए. I'm in the so-and-so ward. And यहाँ AC नहीं चल रहा. यहाँ कुछ काम नहीं हो रहा यहाँ पे. Doctor नहीं आ रहे. That's different. Don't go sneak up on some patient and take pictures. Burns wards. Nowadays it's difficult to get inside. People do that. Don't do that. Don't ever get there. These are very important things. Just because you're a photojournalist of a reputed paper or otherwise, it doesn't give you the power over subjects like this.
As we have seen, it is extremely important to have an ethical orientation as a photojournalist. We are not only photographers, but first and foremost, we are human. And as human beings, we must respond and understand the pain of others. As photojournalists, indeed, we have tremendous responsibility when we are reporting stories through our pictures or telling stories through our pictures. Many women and children undergo a lot of violence, and we have to be sensitive on how we report that violence through our pictures. We are going to continue learning more about ethics of photojournalism in the next video.